Special Devato Blue just for Tony Pizza.
Tony Pizza nervous laugh.
Tony Pizza 100% defeated.
Pizzaverse strong. Motherfucker strong.
Andy Palermo running around Pizzaverse. Fuck you and Pizzaverse.
Snow White and the Seven Stool Pigeons. A Pizzaverse Grimm tale. Once upon a time, not in some enchanted forest, but in the cracked sidewalks and busted neon lights of Brooklyn, there lived a man so lazy, so bitter, so pathetic. The only work he ever did was begging for spare change with one hand while cursing the world with the other. His name? Tony Pizza, but around the back alleys and live stream corners, they called him Snow White, not 'cause he was pure or innocent, nah, but 'cause he was pale as flour, sweating gravy, with a complexion that looked like he lived in a Dunkin' Donuts freezer. Tony fancied himself a wise guy, a storyteller, a man of the people. But truth was, he was a bum, a grifter, and the punchline of every tale told in the Pizzaverse. The Magic Mirror. One night, alone in his dingy flop house, Tony stares into his cracked bathroom mirror. "Mirror, mirror on the wall," he mutters, his voice trembling like a coffee can on a subway platform. "Who's the biggest wise guy of them all?" And the mirror, tired of his nonsense, answers back, "Not you, you broke-down schnook. The fairest, the sharpest, the strongest in the land is Bambi Palermo and the Pizzaverse. They got loyalty, they got vision, they got truth. You got nothing but a tin cup and excuses." Tony howls, pounding his fists. "No! They stole my life, my stories, my Cash App donations." But the mirror don't lie, and Tony can't handle the truth. The Seven Stool Pigeons. Desperate, Tony sets out to build himself a crew. He don't got capos, earners, or even errand boys. Nah, what Tony gets is 7 stool pigeons, rats so desperate they'd snitch on themselves just to shave a day off their sentence. There was one, whiny, complaining every hour, every minute, blaming everybody but himself. 2, grifty, running scams so sloppy even toddlers spotted him. 3, scammy, trying to sell the same toaster 5 times on Craigslist. 4, dopey, forgot who he was ratting on, ended up confessing to crimes he never did. 5, sickly, coughing louder than a busted muffler, claiming disability for everything. 6, twitchy, nodding off mid-sentence, losing track of his own lies. 7, snitchy, the loudest rat of them all, running straight to the feds before Tony even finished his schemes. This was Tony's crew, a band of losers so pitiful they made the brothers Grimm roll over in their graves. The Poison Apple. But Tony, he ain't finished. He hears Bambi Palermo's name singing through the streets, the Pizzaverse growing louder, stronger, more feared than ever, and jealousy eats him alive. So what's he do? He tries one last con. Tony digs through a dumpster behind Ray's Pizza, finds a half-eaten slice turning green at the edges. He dusts it off, sprinkles some powdered sugar, and calls it his poison apple pie. He wraps it up in foil, scribbles 4 Bambi and Sharpie, and goes live on YouTube. "Listen up, I'm sending Bambi a peace offering. Best pie in Brooklyn. No scams, no lies. Cross my heart and hope the SSI check clears." But before he can deliver it, the 7 pigeons get greedy. They dive in, pecking at the moldy slice, and within minutes they're doubled over, chirping to the FBI about Tony's whole operation. The fall of Snow White Pizza. The next morning, the feds kick in the door. The pigeons scatter, flapping away with immunity deals in their beaks. And Snow White Pizza? He's left screaming in the rain, hollering about jealous trolls and fake wise guys, while his empire of lies crumbles into sewer water. And in the Pizzaverse, nobody shed a tear. Bambi Palermo and her crew sat back, sipping espresso, laughing at the bum fairy tale that wrote itself. The moral, so, what's the lesson here, cupcakes? It ain't complicated. You can dress up a bum in fairy tale clothes, but underneath, he's still a bum. You can surround yourself with pigeons, but when the heat comes, they're flying away and leaving you to rot. The truth? It don't need pigeons to sing for it. The truth stands on its own, like the Pizzaverse. So don't live bitter. Don't live begging. Don't live lying. Build something real, something loyal, something strong. Otherwise, you end up like Snow White Pizza, a cautionary tale told between laughs at the social club. And hey, if you like your fairy tales gritty, roasted, and with a side of cannoli, stick with Bambi's channel. Subscribe, like, hit the bell, and join the Pizzaverse, where the stories are true, the fudge is fresh, and the bums always get exposed. The Pizzaverse. We don't crown clowns, we bury them in the fairy tale book of shame.
Are you tired of honesty? Sick of straight answers? Want to throw your money away faster than a gambler in Atlantic City? Then boy, do we got the man for you. Introducing Tony Bum Pizza. The only YouTuber who can tell you he's homeless and a mob boss in the same breath. Cry about rent one night and brag about being untouchable the next. Survive poison pizza from the Iceman while somehow still losing to a Motel 6 manager. Act now and you'll get the Leon Dog Bark soundtrack. Every time you donate, hear Leon cough like he's begging for royalties. The motel curtain backdrop, TM, adds that authentic hobo chic atmosphere to any live stream. Tony's 3-in-1 Lies package. Part gangster. Part veteran. Part bum. 100% baloney. But wait, there's more. If you call now, Tony will throw in a fake Kuklinski pizza slice comes pre-poisoned with oregano. A sob story about the dog's surgery that never happens. And his signature phrase, "Send me money or I'll disappear." Warning. Side effects include uncontrollable laughter, regret for every dollar spent, and realizing you just got grifted by a guy who can't even pay for Wi-Fi. Tony Bum Pizza, because why donate to charity when you can sponsor a clown?
Tales from the Pizzaverse, Tony Locs, and the 3 social clubs. Once upon a time, in a Brooklyn neighborhood where the streetlights flicker and the alleys whisper secrets, there lived a bum named Tony Pizza. Now, Tony wasn't known for his brains, his loyalty, or his hustle. Nah. He was known for crashing couches, scamming sandwiches, and crying about how everybody else stole his spotlight. Around the block, they called him Tony Locs, not 'cause he had golden hair, but 'cause he was always trying to jimmy open locks on social clubs, looking for free food and a warm place to sit his bummy ass down. The first club, Too Hot. One night, Tony Locs is wandering the streets. His stomach's rumbling, his pockets are empty, and his pride? Fugged about it. That got pawned years ago. He spots a social club lit up like Times Square on New Year's Eve. Limos out front, music spilling onto the sidewalk. Fellas in shiny suits laughing too loud. Tony sneaks inside, sniffing around for leftovers. But right away, he feels it. Eyes on him. The cops are parked across the street watching. The feds got binoculars. Every guy inside is flashing too much cash, too much gold, too much ego. Tony Locs whispers, "This joint's too hot." So he stumbles back out before someone spots him sneaking scraps off the antipasto tray. Second club, Too Cold. Further down the block, Tony finds another spot. No lights, no noise. Place looks like a funeral home with an espresso machine in the corner. He walks in. Nobody's laughing, nobody's talking. Just a couple of old-timers playing gin rummy and coughing into their sleeves. Tony plops himself at the bar, asks for a drink. Bartender gives him a look colder than January in Jersey. "We don't serve bums here." Tony grumbles, "This club's too cold, dead, nothing going on." And he skulks back out into the night. The third club just right. Finally, Tony finds a third door. It's quiet but not dead, lit but not flashy. Inside, there's a smoky back room, Sinatra humming from the jukebox, poker chips clinking on the table. The air smells like espresso, cigars, and power. Tony Locs grins. This one's just right. So what's he do? He makes himself at home. He pours a glass of Chianti like he's a made man. He plops down at the poker table, dealing himself cards like he belongs. He even snags a plate of ziti left on the counter, shoveling it like a starving animal. For the first time in his bum life, Tony Locs feels like he found his place. The three capos return. But here's the thing, Pison. This wasn't his place. This was the headquarters of three capos. Tough men, wise men, killers with hearts colder than concrete. They come back from a sit-down and see Tony sitting there, half drunk, mouth full of ziti, poker chips stuck to his sleeve. The big capo growls, "Who the hell is this clown?" The medium capo spits, "Looks like a bum broke in." And the wiry little capo with the quick temper, he slams his hand on the table and yells, "Tony Locs, we ought to break your legs for this." Tony tries talking fast, making excuses. "I'm family, I swear. I'm just testing the clubs, making sure they're safe." But no one buys it. The capos grab him by the collar, drag him out the back door, and toss him into the alley. He lands face first in a dumpster, where, to be fair, he probably belonged all along. The moral, or was him. And so, kids, here's the lesson. Don't stick your nose in clubs you ain't invited to. Don't play capo when you're barely a corner bum. And don't think you can sneak into the Pizzaverse, 'cause the doors are locked for clowns and bums get tossed out quicker than last week's garbage. So if you want more fairy tales roasted, flipped, and cooked mob style, stick with Bambi's channel. Smash that like, hit subscribe, ring the bell. Join the Pizzaverse, where the truth always wins and the bums always lose. The Pizzaverse. Not happily ever after, just ever after. The end.
If Bambi Palermo ever rolled up on me, I'd stuff her in her own trunk.
Tell my story. The Iceman poisoned my cheeseburger and I beat him. Hector Camacho in a street fight. I fought in MSG while Floyd Patterson and Jerry Cooney were watching. I split $20,000 a week with Sammy the Bull. Yeah, right. Tony the Con-Man. Tony the Con-Man. Tony the fucking Con-Man. Yeah, right. Tony the Con-Man. Tony the Con-Man. Tony the fucking Con-Man. I was mistaken for Joey Molino when I was in South Philly and interviewed by the media. I shared champagne with John Cena in Florida where Mikey the Bat was killed. Juggerty kissed me on the forehead and said they don't make men like us anymore. I was arrested in Utah with a machine gun on my way to watch Sammy the Ball. Yes, sir! Tony the Bomb! Tony the Bomb! Tony the fucking Bomb! I had a beef with the Bordeaux and ran to Philly where I met Salvi Tester. Juggerty kissed me on the forehead and said they don't make men like us anymore. I had streets with my last name on it in Malta and Sicily. Okay, Tony the bullshitter! Tony the bullshitter! Tony the fucking bullshitter! I hung around John Gotti, Tony Pep, Joey Bang Bang from the Bronx, the Varios, the Testers. I was hog-tied and thrown off a bridge, only to be saved by a clever. I hung out with a guy named Captain Chaos. Sonny Francis used to bounce me off his lap and feed me bacon. Yeah! Tony the storyteller! Tony the storyteller! Tony the fucking storyteller. The FBI used to watch box like a filthy ball. I spent 20 years with Peter Pasta and Sonny Francesi and Michael for 2 years. People watch my Maltese cross 3 times in Malta, all the way in Malta. Sean ain't dead, Tony is scumbag. Tony is scumbag. Tony, you fucking scumbag. You can't be something you're not. Fake mobster cop, call him King Doxer. King Tut, Fiji, black for cold dancer. Shaka shaka boo boo. You're squatting in that abandoned camp, betraying in your sense of their hard-earned money. Their hard